Two young women were trapped in a swimming pool for 3 days and nights. Just as they were losing hope, the pool's janitor discovered them. But instead of helping, he went to their bags, took out their wallets, and removed their bank cards. Then, the janitor entered the pool's control room, turned off the surveillance cameras, and switched on the lights. He approached the pool and told the two in the water that he had just been released from prison 2 months ago and hadn't been able to find a decent job. He had no money for rent or living expenses and demanded their bank card pins in exchange for rescuing them. The younger sister immediately got angry and cursed him, calling him a beast. Seeing their stubbornness, the janitor turned off the lights and then the pool's heater. The temperature in the pool quickly dropped, and the two felt the cold envelop them. If they didn't get out soon, they would freeze to death. To survive, the older sister gave the janitor the pin. But instead of rescuing them immediately, he said he would first withdraw the money and only save them once he had it. Half an hour passed, and the janitor hadn't returned. The water was getting colder, and the two were shivering. Worse, the older sister's diabetes acted up, and she began to lose consciousness. With no other choice, the younger sister had to continue trying to save themselves. Unexpectedly, the janitor suddenly appeared. It turned out he had returned earlier and had been eavesdropping, with no intention of letting them out. The younger sister frantically banged on the cover, saying, "You've got the pin and the money. What more do you want?" The janitor replied, "There's only 1 yuan in the account, not even enough to buy candy. You want me to save you? Dream on." The older sister was in critical condition, and the younger sister begged the janitor to have mercy, explaining that her sister had diabetes and asking him to at least get the insulin. However, the janitor ignored her, saying he wouldn't help without a reward, and left. Furious, the younger sister decided to take revenge. She took a plastic board they had and sharpened it against the stone wall, then called the janitor over, saying she had more money and would tell him the pin if he came closer. The janitor lowered his head to listen carefully, which caused him to scream in pain and anger. As the two sisters were celebrating their successful revenge, the janitor went to the control room and activated the pool's cleaning function. Suddenly, the pool lights came on, and the sisters didn't know what was happening. The pool's drains started spraying water, and waves began crashing towards them. As the water flow increased, they struggled to breathe. The older sister even fainted, and the younger sister quickly held her up, shouting to the janitor that she realized her mistake. The janitor, not wanting anyone to die, turned off the cleaning function. He then approached the pool and demanded they hand over anything valuable, promising to help once he got what he wanted. "I'll let you out right away." Saran wanted to go, and her sister took out the most valuable ring, which is why they were trapped here. At that time, the sisters found a diamond ring that had fallen into the pool. Seeing no one around, they immediately jumped into the water to retrieve it. As a result, the younger sister's hair accidentally got caught in the drain. Meanwhile, the owner, who was used to swimming, thought no one was there, so he closed the pool cover and left for the day. By the time the sisters surfaced, the cover was completely shut. Thinking about it, it was greed that got them into this mess. Now, they had to hand over the diamond ring. The janitor took the ring and warned them not to call the police. After seeing them agree, he went to the control room, entered the password, and prepared to open the cover. But the password didn't work. It seemed to have been changed. This made the janitor angry for a moment. However, he quickly composed himself, went to the poolside, and pitifully said, "It's not that I don't want to help you, but the password has been changed, and there's nothing I can do." The younger sister suggested, "You can call the police for us." The janitor flatly refused, saying, "If I report it, my taking the ring will be exposed, and I'll face jail time." The younger sister repeatedly promised not to expose her, but she still didn't want to call the police. Then she turned and left without looking back, leaving the two in the pool in despair again. At this point, the older sister was also about to give up, on the verge of fainting. To escape alive, it was now up to the younger sister alone. The younger sister dove down to the drain, grabbed the cover, and tried to pull it off. After a long struggle, the cover showed a slight movement. Running out of air, she returned to the surface to breathe. Seeing her sister motionless, she swam over to check and found her sister had fainted. Not daring to delay, she grabbed the scissors from her swimsuit and returned to the drain. She tied the swimsuit to the cover for better leverage and used all her strength to turn it. Running out of air again, she went back up to breathe. After several attempts, the cover became increasingly loose. Finally, the cover was pulled off. Returning to the edge, she picked up the cover and smashed it against the upper cover. It worked. The cover gradually shattered, revealing cracks. The younger sister finally saw hope. After much effort, she managed to rescue her sister. She quickly found the insulin and administered it to her sister. Soon, her sister gradually regained consciousness. At this moment, the janitor suddenly appeared. It turned out that after leaving, he feared they would escape and call the police, so he returned to silence them. The younger sister pleaded with him, assuring him she wouldn't call the police. But do you think the janitor would believe that? To prevent his extortion from being exposed, he decided to kill the unfortunate sisters. Ignoring the woman's pleas, the janitor stepped forward to pull the trigger. Fortunately, at the critical moment, Li Ji regained the upper hand. After returning the ring to the woman, he stood there waiting for the police to arrive.